Good afternoon. Welcome to our briefing. He was supply sergeant assigned to A Troop in the 1st Squadron, 1st Cavalry. Charlie.
Speaking of Bosnia, before we get to the strong protest,
We've decided, after looking at the facts, that it would be best to go out and aggressively reach out to these 20,000 people, the number of people we think were in a 50-kilometer radius of Camisea, in order to ask them to come forward both with information and also to register for health services and examinations if they feel the need to.
Soldiers for possible exposure to sarin and related chemicals.
One of the reasons we're doing this is we don't know what to expect. If we had known in June what the ultimate numbers would be, we would have told you in June. But we are adopting a policy that we think reaches out aggressively to as many people as we think could reasonably, in fact, many more people than we think could reasonably expect it to have realized any exposure to chemicals from these incidents.
Years to a couple of thousand to 5,000, then 15,000. Now we're.
I know there's a lot of suspicion about our policy, but I want to point out that much of this suspicion has been generated over the last few months after we've taken a more aggressive stance in releasing information about Persian Gulf illness, and after we've started doing more to reach out to people who fought in the Gulf War and who may have been exposed to low-level chemical. The reason for that is, of course, that we had no evidence that there had been chemical exposure until this spring. And when we found that there was evidence, we announced it.
In an article, I noticed Mary McGrory mentioned that his pay grade had been cut to 0.
The tobacco lobby and members of tobacco growing states